to another edition of the Student Fire Podcast, live from the Speak Fire studio. My name is Bobby Berg. I'm a motivational speaker for schools, and I'm here to help you live your best life today. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Student Fire Podcast, live from the Speak Fire studio. I'm your host, Bobby Berg, and y'all, thank you so much for rocking with me. I appreciate every single one of you that checks into this podcast. So let's take a second. I want you to really be in touch with yourself and really be one with how you're feeling for the last time for 2020 on this podcast. Take 5 seconds. I want you to really be mindful of how you're feeling, be it good, be it bad, be it indifferent, whatever it is. I want you to just be honest with yourself on how you're doing. 3, 2, 1, shh. See, that wasn't all that bad now, was it? This is going to be kind of more of a ranty episode, but that's okay. I want to do a 2020 year in review. Because 2020 has been the year that has been absolutely awful for most people, and there have been a couple really good gems in there at the same time. Let's just start off with, some of the goals that I had. I told everyone I want to hit at least 1,000 students being impacted this year at minimum. And yeah, we blew through that one easy. Like, no joke. I said, we're going to hit 1,000 students this year, just like we did last year. We surpassed 2,000 back in, back in September. So we're doing okay. Like, we're doing okay. Whatever is happening is working. And for all of the students that check into this and all the teachers that, I know there are a couple teachers that listen to this podcast first thing every class that they have, like during their homeroom hour. And I appreciate you so much. Let's pop into something else. Let's jump into the next topic. I really want to talk about my website because I put this off for so long. I finally was just like, man, I have this idea, but I just don't know where to start, and I don't know how to do this, and I don't know any web design. I know there are programs where you can just do it outright, but y'all, I was not ready for that. So what did I do? I outsourced it. I hired somebody on Fiverr, and I said, hey man, can you do this? And they had a beautiful website done in the matter of 2 days. 2 days. BobbyBerg.com is now up. If you ever want to check out the podcast, I know you're listening to it, but if someone ever wants to, check it out and they're not sure where to go, just go to BobbyBerg.com and it's right there. But that was a really big goal for me, was to get that website up and running. And it, I realized that I didn't have the skills to make that dream become a reality. And you know what? That's okay. A lot of people go through life and they think, I have to do everything myself. This has to be my job. This has to be my journey, me. And y'all, that's not how it works. Everybody has their skills. Everybody has their weaknesses, but there's nothing in the world wrong with saying, I really am not good at this thing. You know what? I'm going to have somebody else do it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. Why would you try and force yourself to get good at something that you don't really care about? Why? You're not going to really put that much effort into it. Let's be honest here. And did I want this website to look good? Yeah. Did I really want to get into the nitty gritty of how to change this font here and move this, make sure that this shaping works over here? Like, I didn't care about that at all, which is why I just kept procrastinating on it. I just kept putting it off. And finally, whatever, I can't do this. So don't be so afraid to find other ways to make your goal happen. Don't be afraid to pull from outside resources, because that's, there's no reason not to. Next, I want to talk about ETA Game Changers. So I told all of you that I joined Eric Thomas and Associates Game Changers, which is a professional speaking program where you get certified under Dr. Eric Thomas as a certified speaker. Y'all, it was a mess. It was so good. And thank you. Shout out to everyone that has given me feedback. And not just, Bobby, this is good, but the constructive feedback where you're like, hey, that last episode, you were shooting from the hip and I heard it. I've heard you when you do things well, and I've heard you when you're shooting from the hip and you're making it up as you go. And I appreciate that, you give me the platform to say, hey, dude, get it together. Like, those of you that give me that feedback, I really appreciate you. I appreciate everyone, but especially getting that feedback makes the podcast better. It makes me a better speaker. It makes all of this work better. And I love that. I really loved working with all the coaches. Oh my goodness, the growth that I had. I learned so much from all of them, and it was so wonderful. But one of the greatest things about that program is you learn that there's never enough learning. You're never done. You're always learning something new. You're always working on a new project, and you always get ideas from people that have these crazy big goals. Because you realize in the group, if you don't have these big goals to change your life, you're the odd one out. There's an episode of the podcast where I talked about strengthening your inner circle. And that's exactly what this group did. This group made my inner circle so strong because I realized that I need those kind of people in my life. You know what I'm saying? And lastly, I really want to talk about this. I told you I was going to have my manuscript for my book written in 30 days, and it was done in 31 days. I went a day over, I know. But then the book is set to publish early 2021. But I didn't believe that we were going to get this done. And everyone's been asking, Bobby, can I get a sample? Bobby, what's been taking so long with it? And I'm going to be honest with all of you. I want this to be good. Not perfect, but good. And I can edit books. I can edit writing pretty well. And I know that. But I've looked at this manuscript so long that I don't see what needs to get changed anymore because I've looked at it so long. So I'm having one of my very good friends do the edits. And they're very busy as of right now, so they're working on it. And I said, you know what? There's no point in rushing this book out just to say we got it out. You know what I'm saying? I really would rather take the time to do it correctly instead of sending it out and having someone read it and go, man, there's all these errors. There's all these mess ups. Like, why did you rush? It feels rushed. I don't want that. I would rather have, it's like everyone was complaining about Cyberpunk 2077 coming out and how it's a buggy mess. Y'all, people complained when they asked for a 3-month extension. If we would have given them another year extension, how good do you think the game would have been when it came out? Now, I'm not saying this book is going to be anywhere near on the level of Cyberpunk, but again, why are we rushing something? That's what the old me would have done. That's what I would have done in high school. That's what I would have done in college. I would have waited till the last second and been like, oh man, let's get this out. No. What we're going to do is we're going to get the book edited. We're going to get it placed. Everything's going to go well with it. And then we're going to send it out. So for everyone that's been asking, it is still coming out. I think what I'm trying to say in all of this is that I want all of you to take time to really plan for 2021. So many of you have just shut down your dreams because coronavirus has ruined everything. And I know this is going to get demonetized because I said the magical C word, but you know, it's true. So many people got so shut down because COVID, it's rough. It really is. But if you're at home, if you're having all of this free time to yourself, not free time, but you have time for you, use it, utilize it, capitalize on it. I want you to go in 2021 and I want you to rock every single day of it. Now let's look. We have 4 days of 2020 left. 4 days. You know what you can do with those 4 days? You could even take 20 minutes to do this. Here's your homework. Go home, sit down, and I want you to write down 5 huge goals that you have for 2021. I don't care how big they are, how small they are. I want these to be goals where you go, yeah, this is going to take some work. That's what I want. Then of those 5, I want you to narrow those down to 3. And then out of those 3, I want you to just pick one. I don't care which goal it is. I don't care how you figure it out. Flip a coin, throw a dart at the piece of paper that you wrote this down on, whatever you got to do. Pick one goal to really deliberately attack at the start of 2021. Like I've said before, I want you to write these down because there's nothing more satisfying than crossing that goal out once it's been completed. I know you can do this. I know you can do this. Y'all, you have changed my life on such a monumental level, and I cannot thank you enough. But that's your homework for the week, for the last time for 2020. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead of you. I hope you have a wonderful final week of 2020. I love you very much. You are strong. You are powerful. You are loved. You are important. You matter. You make a difference on a daily basis, even if you don't see the fruits of your labor. And I want you to know that whatever goals you have set for 2021, you can achieve them, you can make them happen, and I dare you to dream a little bit bigger. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Happy New Year. Peace.
I got you.
It's coming. Are you ready to ignite the fire?
We are Speak Fire.
Oh, and by the way, that's fire with a Y.
What's going on, everyone?
Internal fire.
Student fire.
Young fire.
Father's fire.
Leadership fire.
Champion fire.
Unlocking the fire within.
Thank you all for tuning in. Let's grow.
Speak fire.
Speakfire.com.
Speak Fire with a Y.
We have a new episode that comes out every Monday at 4 a.m. Are you going to be up with us?
Deuces.
I am excited to bring you my new book, Trendsetter, 7 Steps to Radically Stand Out to Be the Best You. This book details my journey of coming to the United States and being excited to embrace the American culture. But unfortunately, my culture was not accepted, and I found myself being bullied as a young girl. And in this process, I decided that I wanted to disconnect from my culture to be more accepted into American culture. And through that process, I got so depressed from trying to fit in that I attempted suicide my freshman year in high school. So this book talks about the journey of what I did to become radically transformed to be the strong woman I am today. This book is something that's really going to enable the reader to understand and embrace who they are, embrace what makes them special, and become radically transformed. Get your copy today at becomingatrendsetter.com. Again, that is becomingatrendsetter.com. Or check it out at my website at aishathomas.org.